All right, I'm back. I'm back. Let me get my music going. All right, let me shit. Or I don't know what happened. It overloaded, man. You know, overloaded, overloaded. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to take off where I left off at. I even got my sound effects now. All right, let me get this going here. All right, folks. Next thing we're going to talk about is 49ers. You got to talk about this coach, man. This owner, not the coach, the owner of the 49ers. He got caught up in a quagmire. Hope y'all can hear me. Hope y'all can hear me. Okay, yeah, you guys can. All right. Guys, support the channel, man. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, but hey, it is what it is, man. Technical difficulties is always a problem when you content creator. You're always a content creator. Technical difficulties. So let's get on to the next thing we want to do. Let me see. We'll go ahead and get this. We got to talk about the 49ers scandal. Oh, that's not it. Edit screen. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, let's get on here and talk about this. Here we go. Let's go.
Just before the NFL season kicks off, a stunning turn of events off the field for the San Francisco 49ers. That's 49ers principal owner Jed York pleading no contest to a charge of disorderly conduct in Ohio. The married father of two, who court records show filed for divorce earlier this year, originally arrested on one count of engaging in prostitution. Prosecutors amending the charges, according to court documents. The documents state York responded to an undercover ad placed on a known prostitution website by a local human trafficking task force, arranging to meet a woman at this East Palestine, Ohio trailer park Sunday and pay her $140 in exchange for sex. York also...
Was it a white woman? You think it was a white woman or a black woman? They say it was a trailer park. So when they say trailer park, it's synonymous to white people. But black people live in trailer parks too. So I don't know. Tell me.
Pleading no contest to possessing criminal tools, referring to his cell phone, which investigators say he
said it was a criminal. His phone was a criminal tool. What kind of shit is that? Okay, used to arrange meeting.
To arrange the meeting. As part of his plea, York was sentenced to 1 day in jail, given credit for time served, and ordered to pay more than $1,100 in fines. No response from York's attorney. Now focus turns to how the NFL might respond. The league only saying they're aware of the matter, which will be reviewed under the personal conduct policy. The 49ers, noting the matter's been resolved, declining to comment. York's from Ohio. His grandfather bought the 49ers nearly 40 years ago, the franchise hosting the Super Bowl earlier this year.
What really matters is the lasting impact that you create, the hope that you create.
And Maggie, that NFL season starts in 2 weeks. What could...
I think he got tired of paying at a high price. At $5,000, $10,000 a pop. This shit was some. He wanted to get something cheaper. He said, "Hey man, this girl's good. She's fine every good. You wasting all that money, dude. You 140, man. You give her that, man. She can have a good time for you. You can give her a little something extra on the side. Oh man, she'll love the death out of you, dog. Oh, bet. Let's go. They got caught up. Motherfucker got caught up. But let's go.
What did the NFL do here?
Yeah, well, Tom, the league's policy doesn't put any limits on punishments, only listing possibilities like paid leave. But it also says owners, quote, have traditionally been held to a higher standard and will be subject to more significant discipline. Tom.
We thank you for watching. And remember,
now he might lose his position as owner. I'm thinking that he might do that. He might lose his position as owner. We don't know what the NFL has said, but it's going to come out eventually. It's going to come out eventually. I'm thinking and stuff. Okay, we got this person here. I don't know who this is. Yeah. Man, I was doing all right, man. They shut me down. I don't know. I think I was talking too much about Trump. I think they don't want you talking about Trump because I put a couple of Trump videos out and they didn't like it, man. They didn't like it. Wait a minute. I thought that the left control YouTube. Why are you barring people from talking about Trump? Interesting. I don't know, man. It's weird. Weird shit going on, man. Or maybe they thinking I'm down with Trump. No. Shit. I don't know. Because you got another guy out here with Barry Cunningham. I mean, he's an avid Trump supporter. He got a big channel too. I mean, he's MAGA all the way through. And this is I think he's a light-skinned brother, mix. But he's 100% down with Trump, man. Trump can't do no wrong and stuff. So I mean, they don't mess with him. I don't see him. He can ads. He's on Playboy. He don't have no problem. But when I talk about Trump, there's some problems. I don't know. I don't know. This is weird to me. This is weird. Anyway, let's go on to the next video. Now, the next video is this Lindsay Clancy. Apparently, she got a lot of women supporting her, man. A lot of women that came out. I'm going to play this video of all these folks coming out. Mostly women, some men supporting her, saying that, you know, she suffered from mental illness. She's not a killer. And her situation is because of the failure of the healthcare system towards women. So they all came out. Let's go.
I'm actually from Maine, and I organized the Stand in Peace for Lindsay event today at the Plymouth Superior Courthouse. I originally organized it because there was just one day in court that Lindsay was in shambles, and I couldn't stop thinking about her.
For people to start paying attention to mental health.
Yeah, we had hundreds of people here at the courthouse today, women and men dressed in pink in support of Lindsay and to raise awareness for postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, and mental health crisis all over the world.
It was wonderful to see so many women come together to support such a wonderful cause.
You know, they're getting a lot of backlash because they're saying that women, this woman killed 3 of her kids and stuff. And you guys supporting her? I mean, what, you don't want her to get the death penalty or anything like that? You want her to get just some help, be in a psych ward for the rest of her life or something like that? I don't know. I don't know what they want, really, but this is crazy. But that many women coming together to support this other woman tells me something. It tells me that they must know what she went through. But when I look at her on the stand, man, she don't look like she got some remorse in her face, man. I don't know. I think she's just using this shit, using these women to try to get off of a murder case, a despicable murder case. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. Look, I'm just saying. Let's go.
And for me, being here is important because the Massachusetts system, healthcare system, failed Lindsay. She reached out for help multiple times. She told them that she was having thoughts of harming her children and harming herself, and she was turned away countless times at countless locations.
Certainly.
Now, if that's true, then she might have a case. If that's true.
Makes her feel good. Makes her feel very good, and very nice of all these people to take time and be here and share their personal. I think it's obviously very unusual, and I think it was very just incredible. It's just amazing. I pulled in the parking lot. I couldn't believe it. It's very moving.
All right, we're going to end that there. All right. So what we got here? There's nobody in here. Yeah. So the next thing we want to go through is Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is getting sued by the Nolan Wales friends. All of them is lawyered up and said that Al Sharpton is defaming them, saying that, accusing them of murder, and they have no proof. They haven't even been charged or indicted of murder. That's what you got to understand. And then he got off the phone saying he's doing some tampering with the phone and this and that and third and all that. But let's play this video so we can look at this shit. But you know what? To me, I think this is what Al Sharpton get because he's a race hustler. He's a race hustler. He see there's money out of this. That's why he's over there. But they saying you're not gonna get the money as quick as you think. Not on this case. And remember, autopsy report haven't came out yet. I told you it's gonna take months. They're gonna drag this out. It might be the end of the year before we find out the report and stuff. By that time, everybody been gave up, and they're trying to wait them out and stuff. They can't, and there's just nothing they can do. Al Sharpton, Big Pump do to speed the process up because it's going to the grand jury. Whenever the grand jury is looking at it, that could be months, like 6-7 months. This shit, and then they said, well, we finished. Okay, we didn't find anything. Now that's it. Anyway, let's play the video. Let's go. Hmm. Okay, that's it on that. That was quick. You know. Let's see that. Let's see. AI music. Before I go here, let me play this video here about. I'm gonna play a little bit of this video here about Donna Brazy on the Democrat Party is in the fight for the future. Yeah, everybody get taken over by Democrat socialists. Of course, they fight for the future. You know, now see they fuck with see when they did that bullshit. You know the NAB, well, the National Black Journalists did that shit to Stephen A. Now he's going off, man. He ain't gonna hold nothing back. So let's go ahead and play this. I want to play a little bit of this and see what she has to say. Just a little bit until we find out what we have to say. Okay, and then we're gonna get into the AI music. I want to talk about that. Maybe I can get some party up, talk about the AI music and stuff. All right. Donna Brazil. I know I mispronounce her name. Donna Brazil, that last name. Okay, let's go. Oops. Uh-oh. I forgot. Okay, let me go on back. I forgot. Every time I do it, I have to. It's not like the other stream. There we go. Okay, now let's start it back.
Together a little bit more, but let me throw this first question out for you, because the DNC voted to make South Carolina their first presidential primary state in 2028. That's a significant shift from past election cycles and one that prioritizes a state with a large Black voting bloc. I want to know, first of all, what your thoughts about that is, and more importantly, is that intentional?
Yes and no. We had 3 tests that we wanted to put the 2028 potential candidates through. We wanted it to be rigorous, we wanted it to be fair, but we also wanted it to be a test of whether or not they can build a kind of coalition, electoral coalition, that would enable the Democratic Party to win in 2028. To get to 270 electoral votes, you first have to get to over 2,000 delegates. And South Carolina gives the candidates an opportunity to go to a very small southern state to do retail politics, followed by going up to New Hampshire, Nevada, Michigan, New Mexico, ending in Virginia before we get to Super Tuesday. So this is an opportunity to give 6 states. It's a slate of states, not just one state, but 6 states. You have multiple paths. If you're a candidate, you have multiple paths to get to that Democratic nomination.
Is this something that would have happened? Is a decision like this something that would have been made if things didn't appear so haphazard and up in the air right now with the Democratic Party? One could easily ask that question when you consider things the way things are going right now in terms of the moderates compared to the DSA and what have you. Would a decision like this have been made? Does the state of affairs have anything to do with a decision like this?
I walked into that meeting almost a week and a half ago, standing on what I call the neutral line.
Okay.
I didn't want to make a decision. I said it was too early. Why not allow all of the states to complete their primary season before we begin to look at the calendar? Clearly, I lost that vote. The chairman and many others decided it was important now to begin to set in place a calendar so that the potential candidates can look at the.
They desperate. The Democrats are desperate. Now, I know a lot of people say it's going to be a blue wave, but what if it don't be a blue wave? What if, remember, the Democrat Party is disjointed now between the old guard, which is the Kamala Harris, and Michelle Obama, Roland Martin, who else? Her, basically, her was her, Donna Brazil. I know I'm going to mispronounce her name. Even though she said it. And others. Keem Jeffries. And two of these socialist Democrats that's out here now. Bernie Sanders, AOC, Donnie, the black woman that won upstate, her. So this is what we got. And it seems like people is tending to move toward the Democrat socialists. So we got to see who's going to run the party first. What party, what the direction of the party is going to be. The old guard, the regular Democrat Party, which nobody don't like. Oh, Kamala Harris too. Her stupid ass too. Or Democrats, the new wave. We want to know. They in trouble. So it might be the reverse. They might be able to keep the House. They might be able to keep all these seats. If that's going to be disastrous for not only the country, but disastrous for the Democrat Party. That means the Democrat Party have no power if they lose the midterms. No whatsoever. They destroyed. But I think they know that the Democrats, socialists, are the one they need in order to make this shit happen. I'm just saying.
Political landscape now and not wait until later this year. In 2022, we made that decision on December 1st, but you got to go all the way back to the 2008 cycle when we made the decision in 2006 to add 2 states. Our New Hampshire for almost 40 years had basically a wrap on the nomination process. You got early momentum, got a chance to do retail politics. But in 2006, we opened the calendar to 2 states, South Carolina and Nevada. This time around, we decided to open it up to an additional 2 states. So we want to test these candidates, make sure that they can build a durable coalition, make sure that they can reach the voters that they need. But more importantly, before you get to Super Tuesday with Texas and California and some of the largest states, that these candidates have an opportunity to test drive their message and also test drive the ability to put together the kind of winning coalition. Now, I have to tell you, you're absolutely right. There's a great deal of frustration in American politics today. And it's not just with the Democratic Party, it's with both major political parties. Congress is as popular as a root canal. The president is underwater. And therefore, I think it's imperative, not just for the Democrats, but the Republicans to figure out a way to rebuild the trust with the American people. Since 2025, Democrats have overperformed. They've won 90% of the races. And indeed, if you go back all the way to March 3rd, the beginning of the primary season, Democrats have turned out 40% more voters than the Republicans. They've only turned out 6%. So the calendar looks good right now, but as you well know, we still got a lot of work to do between now and November 3rd, when the quote unquote the midterm elections will be held.
Well, Donald, here's my concern. I'm concerned that they didn't listen to you. I'm concerned that you went in there, you had a neutral position, and what your position was is something that
they're not even talking about the Democrat socialists. So are they for that? Because she's from the old guard. Donna Brazile from the old guard. She's from the new guard. But maybe they don't care. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna go what they're gonna go with. A win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's gonna change the dynamic of the Democrat Party. I'm just saying. All right. Let me see how much more this is.
that they didn't adhere to. And I think that you've shown them last year. They should have listened to you in 2024. I think that they watch you on Sunday mornings. They should listen to you more often. I'm looking at it from that standpoint. And the fact is that we keep consistently hear that, particularly when it comes to the DSA, most of those folks are younger supporters who are resistant to the old guard, per se, to the experience veterans that kind of know what this game entails and what it's all about. And they're not trying to hear it because those are the folks that they're blaming for the state of affairs that exist in this country today. Are you not concerned that even though there's still a strategy moving forward that could be potentially winnable, that they didn't listen to you when you walked in there with a neutral position, suggesting that they do otherwise than they decided to do?
You know, I'm an old athlete, so when I lose a battle, I don't leave the field. I just decide how I'm going to recalibrate it for the next fight.
Okay.
This fight is not over. In fact, the calendar will not be decided until August 15th when we meet down in Austin, Texas. But here's what I know about the Democrats. The Democrats have been having an internal fight since 2016. This is a fight that really goes back to the election cycle with Hillary versus Bernie. In that election, we saw the insurgency of the Bernie Sanders movement. But if you go back even further,
she's talking about the socialists, the Democrat socialists. That's what it is. They are winning now. They got a problem. But anyway, I'm gonna stop it there. I just want to play a little bit of that. Okay. Now we're gonna get into the AI in music. It's the artificial intelligence rapidly transforming music, changing how songs are created, distributed, and regulated. You know, well, AI tools like Suno. A lot of people talk about Suno AI and Landry AI mastering allow you to generate full text prompt polish mix automatically. Many human producers AI as a co-pilot for the task, like vocal tuning, separate auto tracks, or generated drum patterns. This is no good, man. The major music industries are pushing back against its fully automated tracks to produce human creators. Ready groups like Billboard chart system requiring strict transparency labeling for AI assisted tracks. Yeah, they are. While organizations in Australia and globally have moved to ban AI entirely. You know, yeah, because you're taking everything away now. And everything will be like a robot shit. That's what I was thinking. To me, it's like a robot. And then artists must face economic hurdles. The platform to deal with massive influx of machine-made audio. Damn, unlicensed model training, copyright catalogs may send a legal battle, leaving human creators worried about low streaming royalties and job displacement. Yeah, they're gonna get rid of a lot of people. It's going to hurt the producers and stuff like that. You know? What else? Anything else? Yeah, this is bad. Because we can start hearing everything that sound robotic. It sound the same pattern, same everything. That's the AI. And then people already complain, like DJ Quick, saying that you can tell that, you know, they mispronounce AI, mispronounce words and stuff. This, that, and third. They don't know the lingo and stuff like that. So how can, you know, You know, you got a lot of people here that's making their. At first, they had to pay. You know, get an intro video with music on there. You took those jobs from the AI. Now you can do it yourself. I remember there was a guy on here. He used to go around and get money for making intro music for people. Now he don't got no job no more because all you gotta do is go to AI and do it. I saw Angry Man did it, and remember he got service from that guy, and you got what Fatty, Fantastic, all these guys is using AI to make the intro music. I need intro music for my video. Angry Man just went with all full tilt on the motherfucking shit. This shit is you can hear it like, God damn, you know. And then you can put your voice to it, or you can do it before, so it'd be like you singing your own intro. I mean, you ain't no musician. They just duplicate your voice, sound of your voice, and then put it through the AI, and then you got your song. All you gotta do is tell what kind of song you want. This and that. No one going there doing musicianship no more, nothing. AI has done this. This is crazy. It said the creation and production tool. While publication offers center for text generated, the majority of working musicians rely on AI to enhance rather than replace the workflow. I don't know about that. Okay, software generate chord progression, draft, initial ideas that help the artist build missing instrument parts. Wow, you're supposed to try to figure out that yourself. So you got the AI is telling you what chord progressions you need and shit. And arrangements, ideas. I mean, you're supposed to have your own idea. That makes you different from the other person. The AI would just say, okay, I'll give it to you. Okay, this is the arrangement I want for you. And you give the same arrangement to somebody else. You arrange the same chord progression there. Before you know it, everybody sounding themselves still the same. And then through efficiency, your algorithm quickly automated tedious tasks like vocals and compiling. But that's how the studio made their money because you go in there, it takes time to create something. Audio denoising. Now the denoising thing, yeah, that's something that we all had a problem with. Now I could dig that. Okay, stem separations, audio mastering. So you don't really need an engineer in there to master it for you. Maybe you want to master it a different way, your music a different way. Or maybe you go to this guy that engineer because he mastered it a different way from this engineer. So it's taking out the variation in the music. I'm just saying. There's a democratization of the creator like proficient in multiple instruments. Now can use text, hum, melodies, arrange. Yeah, because you got an AI where all you got to do is hum what you want, and then it produce that in the instrument instead of actually learning how to play music and playing it yourself. I don't think that's taking a lot of jobs away from it. I'm just saying. It says the fight to transparency of human artists. Okay, hold on. All right, let's go. So chart restriction, major bodies of was on here. Yeah, they borrowed it. Yeah, man, they just saying that this shit is bullshit. You know, voice cloning. You know, authorized voice modeling capability of making mainstream pop star is focused label in conglomerate to construct defensive licensing agreement. So this is all going to be all kind of problems with this, man. You're trying to replace AI, trying to replace music. So now, since we did that, let's get on to what Dr. Dre said. Now, Dr. Dre said he's let me play this. Let me play this. I'm gonna play this. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but let's see. Share the screen. This is from Variety Magazine. Let's go ahead. Oh, let me make sure I put it up there so y'all can see it. Okay.
Dr. Dre says the only people who see AI as a threat are those who have trouble creating. Dr. Dre, the legendary hip-hop producer and performer, sees AI as another tool in the music tech toolbox akin to synthesizers, and asserted that only people who have trouble creating are afraid of AI. Dre, founder of the Aftermath record label,
it's not like synthesizers. There's no way.
And co-founder and CEO of Apple's Beats, said that he doesn't see AI as a threat, in an interview alongside his longtime business partner Jimmy Iovine, which was published Sunday by the New York Times. I think the only people that see it as a threat are the people who have trouble creating. I had a discussion with a few people a few days ago, Dre said. They were against AI and I'm like, okay, you sound like the person that would have been against the drum machine when it came out. Or synthesizers, right?
No. Because synthesizer didn't take away anything from other musicians. And the drum machine didn't take away from drummers. I use drum machines all the time, but would I rather have a real drummer playing behind me, myself? Hell yeah. Stop it.
It's a new tool for creativity. Some people are afraid of learning new things. Dre said he's using AI tech in music as a tool to see what it would do with what I just did. Iovine added, so is Timbaland, another brilliant producer. By the way, there's a lot of
they've been paid to push this AI stuff because they're gonna make money off of it. There's very few people gonna make a shitload of money off this shit. And they ain't got to pay no artists. They can find some guy, okay, give me a voice like Snoop, but like the game, and AI give me that. And then he can create a fucking artist that's not even real. That's what they plan to do. Create a rap artist that's not real, and everybody be making money, and you never see this motherfucker. And then if you do see him on stage, he'd be a hologram. I see what they're trying to do, man. This is wild. Wait a minute, let's go.
Closet AI producers out there. Asked what he most recently asked an AI chatbot, Dre said his query was, how do you put on muscle and lose fat at the same time? That's it. Dre, 61, was named to Forbes' 2026 billionaires list, joining the publication's rankings for the first time, with an estimated net worth of $1 billion. In 2014, he and Iovine sold Beats by Dre to Apple in a deal worth more than $3 billion. Dre in 2023 sold a collection of music income streams and other assets.
So you talking to somebody that's a billionaire, and all they care is about making making even more money. And they want to be on the forefront of this AI in music. And I'm trying to be behind it. They're trying to let everybody else get another chance, get somebody up on them. You see Timbaland embrace it, and he's going to embrace it. Those are the top main producers in hip hop.
To Shamrock Holdings and Universal Music Group for more than $200 million. In the music industry, AI remains controversial and the subject of ongoing legal disputes. For example, last week indie music publisher Roundhill Music sued Suno and Anthropic, accusing the two AI companies of copyright infringement by illegally scraping hundreds of its songs to train their models without permission. Suno has been sued by all three of the major labels, Warner Music Group, Universal Music Group and Sony Music, though it settled with WMG last year. In addition, Suno recently struck a licensing agreement with BMG, which sued Anthropic this year for allegedly using its recordings to train AI models in what it called a scheme of widespread and systematic infringement. Meanwhile, Apple Music said it will begin labeling songs derived from AI platforms later this year, following Spotify's decision to label the profiles of artists that appear to be AI generated as AI personas. Last month, a coalition including the RIAA, IFB, The Grammys and SAG-AFTRA united to advocate for a new industry labeling program for AI-produced songs similar to labels flagging explicit content. Corbin Bowley's contributed to this article.
Here's another related story.
Crazy. So we're gonna play another video. Rick Beto. Now he seemed like he might be against it. Let me see. Let me okay, let me get on over here. Rick Beto, you know, he's a music, you know, he talks about music and stuff. He got a big platform. See, he got like 5 million, but he's a music aficionado. Worked in the industry for decades and stuff. You know, interview everybody, almost damn near everybody that play guitar, or rock and roll, rap, and R&B artists, everybody, man. But anyway, let's go.
The reason I'm talking to you today is really because of a piece of hardware and software that came out in 1999. I've mentioned this before, but it's called the Digi-001 by DigiDesign. You might be like, what is that? It's one of the first digital audio workstations and interfaces made for a computer, which happens to be this G3 right here, which I got back in the year 2000. In fact, Universal Music bought this for my band, or for me to use, right before they dropped us. As you can see here, it's a little unit that is an interface. Then you have a cable that goes to a PCI card, which you can see here. And that went into the back of this computer, into the PCI slot. Once it's connected to the computer, you can just plug a microphone or instrument cable into the back of the unit and you can start recording digitally. This transformed the music industry completely, and it made it so that people like me could record at home and not in recording studios. You see, recording studios back then cost a lot of money to build. You had to have a building, big building, because you usually have 3 rooms. You'd have a recording console in each room. An SSL console like this one cost about $750,000.
I like to have that. 750, baby, right there. Look at that shit. Oh yeah. Let me see. Let me get them over here. Oh yeah.
Many times you would have a Neve console for tracking in another room. That's $350,000 to $500,000. And then usually in the third room, you have a mixing console. It could be another small format SSL or a Trident or something like that. These things, they would take out loans on, and they would be incredibly expensive. You got the loan for the building. You got the loan for the gear inside of it. You got the loans for the microphones, things like that.
That's
and
right.
They would charge a fortune. Back then, it cost about $2,000 a day. And when the studios bought the Pro Tools gear back in 1999, the bigger version of this Digi-001, which was called a Mix Plus system, those things, including the computers, cost about $30,000. So when they got those and they stopped using tape, they started charging people like myself an extra fee for Pro Tools, which would be about $500 a day. Not only that, but they charged you.
So you get paying $2,500.
Another $200 on top of it for a Pro Tools certified engineer, even though I knew how to run Pro Tools myself because I was using it at home. Why is this important? Because the recording studios of that time are the data centers of today. Incredibly expensive to build and maintain. The stuff inside is incredibly expensive, and they're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on these things. The disruption that happened in the music industry 25 years ago, first because of Napster, which killed the profit model, and then because computers got faster and faster, and it made it easier and easier to run these Pro Tools systems in your own home studios, which is the way that it's done pretty much in the music business by everyone in every style of music now.
Yeah, you're using a DAW program, basically. You're saying, you know, that's what everybody's using. It's an interface, and you got the actually the power of a studio that he talked about back in the day, the old school studio. You know, all the equipment just to get this good sound. I mean, that's how Michael Jackson got his sound, from them old studios. He get it from he got it from them old studio. But then now you can do the shit at home. That's what kind of canceled out going to a main studio, but people still go to a main studio.
Now, recording studios are few and far between. The same thing has happened in film and TV. I'm recording this video right now with a camera that I got at Best Buy, a Sony camera that pretty much all YouTubers use. And I'm going to edit it on my computer that's sitting right here that's running the newer version of Pro Tools. That same computer is so fast, and computers have gotten so fast that they can run AI models on them. Let me show you how. Okay, so how do I get one of these LLMs or these AI programs on my computer? I'm going to go to this thing called LM Studio. LM Studio is a desktop application that provides a user-friendly graphic interface for searching, downloading, and running large language models locally on your own hardware. So this is going to be run on your computer that's not connected to the internet. You can put all your personal data on and no one else can see it. Click download for Mac. I'm running a Mac. I get it. Okay, now I have to get an AI program or a large language model. So I'm going to go to this website called Hugging Face that has 2.7 million different free LLMs on it of all different sizes. I'm going to download one that's decent size. This is Qwen 3.5. This is one that has 36 billion parameters. So it's a big one, but it's not that big. I can run it on my computer that I bought at the Apple Store. Okay, I download that, Qwen 3.5, boom. Okay, I have it on the computer. Now I'm opening it. Open LM Studio. Here we go. I'm going to put Qwen 3.5 is on here. Okay, then I'm going to do new chat. Now let me put in a prompt that somebody probably that's watching this would put in. So the prompt is this. I have a list of these ingredients: eggs, milk, tomatoes, potatoes, flour, chicken. Give me a recipe out of these that I can cook tonight. You don't have to use all of these. Here we go. Here's a hearty and comforting recipe that uses almost all the ingredients to create a one-pan dinner. It combines the crispiness of potatoes with a creamy tomato chicken sauce topped with eggs for richness. This sounds good here. This is what people typically use their LLMs for.
So when he mentioned the data centers, they refer to data centers as the old way people used to record with the old big studios, all the money and stuff, and all the equipment and stuff, and it's going to get simplified down. So basically, the data center is going to get simplified all the way down. All those people complaining about, oh, they take too much water, this, that, the third, too much land, all that shit going to be all the way go down. Because of the power of AI and the technology. And I think it's going to be had to do with quantum, technology, quantum computing. But anyway, let's go.
For AI for. Let's do another one. This is something somebody might use. Rewrite a rough draft into a polite professional email to my boss asking for next Friday off. Hey, I need to take Friday off because I have this dentist appointment and it's far away. Can I go? Thanks. Let's see what it says. Okay, so here it is. Option number 1, standard professional recommended. Hi, boss, or hi, Rick. Let's say it's one of my guys. I'm writing to request next Friday off for a dentist appointment. Since the location is outside of town, I will need the full day to accommodate travel time. I plan to complete my current priorities before then and ensure that all projects are up to date. Please let me know if this works for you. Best regards, Tom. Seriously, Tom, can't you get a dentist in town? Okay, so this is something that people will use AI for. This is actually a common thing. Okay, let me do one more. Plan a one-day trip to London on a budget total of $100. List 3 top free attractions and give me an estimated price for lunch. London is an expensive city, so $100 might cost you $100 to do stuff. Now remember, this is just running on my computer. I'm not connected to the internet with this. This is doing it from this LLM that's downloaded to my computer offline. My computer is not connected to the internet. Okay, here we go. Here's a one-day London itinerary designed to fit comfortably within a $100 budget, approximately 75 to 80 pounds. This plan focuses on walking, public transportation efficiency, and iconic free experiences. Morning, British Museum in Covent Garden. Number 2, lunch here in Covent Garden Market or Soho. Afternoon, National Gallery, Trafalgar Square. Evening, St. James Park and Hyde Park. It shows lunch estimate here for $20 USD or 16 pounds. And then it's got the budget breakdown for $100. Transport, $15. Lunch, 20, snacks and water, $10. Souvenirs, $35. Attractions, free, total $80. Money saving tips for London, so on and so forth. This is something that you use. Now, the great part about this is that people don't know you're going to London. ChatGPT does not know your whereabouts. You don't want these companies knowing everything about you. Why are you giving them your data about your personal life and things like that? Now, a lot of you are like, well, it already knows everything about me anyways. Well, it doesn't need to know any more than it needs to. Don't give them free information.
Exactly. I'm glad he said that.
And you don't need to spend $20 a month to do it.
You're
What happened to all these recording studios after there was no profit model that the labels relied on to make records with? They all went out of business. They couldn't afford to make the payments on those $750,000 SSL consoles or their Neve consoles or anything. They couldn't afford the electric bills because people were recording at their homes. And this is what I think is going to happen with these AI companies. The data centers, they're going to be sitting there unused. Many of them will not be built when people start using AI locally, meaning on their computer. And the same thing that happened to the music business and recording is going to happen to these AI companies. Because people are going to realize, oh, I can do this at my house. I don't need to be paying these companies. If a 64-year-old guy like me can figure this out last night and show you today, how hard can this stuff be? People are using these things, Suno and Udio and everything for music creation. People are taking their business contracts and everything. They're feeding it into ChatGPT. People are taking any of their business things or financial information. They're feeding it into these things and they're training off your data that you own yourself, your own personal information, your own intellectual properties. And why is that? Because you and me are the product. So who are the winners and losers of this? Well, the companies that make hardware like Apple, Google, NVIDIA, any company that makes computers, computer chips, things like that, those are the ones that are going to be the winners. Unfortunately, the ones that are going to be the losers, in my opinion, are the companies that make these AI programs. For most people's needs, individuals and businesses, even good-sized businesses, you can do these things on your own computers offline. Love to know your thoughts.
Okay. That's crazy. So basically, you're going to do it yourself. Just like now, you can produce the music there. It's much easier. If you're a musician, you're going to say, damn, this is real easy to do now. I mean, I could save a lot of time, just from what I'm doing. I mean, you have to, back when we had to go in the studio. The way I'm recording is like you used to record back in the 80s and the 90s. Get that type of sound, clarity and stuff like that, because of how advanced the AI is. Well, not AI, but just the technology is, as far as, with the DAW program and stuff like that. And now it's going to be even more advanced. Interesting. So I want to play one more. I'm going to see. He says this one here is Spotify is turning against AI. Let's see. No, let's see what he has to say about this. Mm. Uh-oh. I did it again. I did it again, folks. I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. I keep forgetting I gotta keep doing it. Damn, why I keep doing that shit? Damn. Okay. There we go. Let's go.
So Spotify just shook up the music industry a little bit last week when they announced that they are going to start extensively labeling AI music as such on the platform. So not only songs that were entirely created with AI or AI personas, but also songs that are partially created with AI. They are requiring artists to disclose this, but they also have an algorithm that will detect it and label it as such. They've even gone a step further, saying that they will not be giving any of their editorial playlist space to AI music moving forward, which, if you are not shocked by that, that is just because you don't understand how much of a big deal that really is. And we will get into the nuance of that here in just a minute. But on top of that, there's a few other streaming services that recently announced some actions against AI music as well. For one, Bandcamp has outright banned AI usage on their website. And another streaming service called Tidal has decided that they are not going to share revenue with AI music whatsoever.
I was on
And if you happen
I think
to
I
have
was on Bandcamp. I think I was.
Music in a while, I can tell you it is treacherous out there right now. Like, we are experiencing in real time the democratization of music, right? Which comes with a big giant list of pros and cons, just like everything. But right now, it's never been easier to record and produce and mix and release songs at scale. So much so you could do it with your phone if you wanted to. But
that's insane there. That's insane there. I understand, I mean, you're not playing an instrument, you're not making a song up, they making it for you. You say, this is what song I want. This hum, da 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 da, and then they make the bass line from there, or synth line, guitar line. You can hum something up, and then you get that and shit, and then boom, you got a goddamn song. And then if you can sing, you can sing through the. If you can't sing, it don't matter. But if you can sing, it does it better. It'd be quicker for you. It does it more efficient. But if you can't sing, it's still gonna give you the desired result you want. This is insanity. So some fool that got no musical talent can use this AI program and getting a hit.
But the other side of that coin is the fact that it's never been harder to capture someone's attention. And then you throw AI into the mix. Up to 100,000 songs are uploaded to Spotify every single day. And as much as 40 or even 50% of all of those songs are generated by AI.
That's crazy.
That statistic alone terrifies a lot of new artists, because if there's one fundamental truth about marketing in music, it's that attention is everything. If you have attention, then you have listeners, you have algorithm favor, you've got growth, you've got opportunity. If you don't have attention, you have nothing. So how do you garner this ever elusive attention? Like, there's the grassrootsy stuff, right? You can go out and play live, which more artists should be doing and putting more time into, even if it's only 20 or 40 or 50 people in the audience. That will always result in higher quality attention than someone swiping by your song on social media, right? But that's to say, let's not count out social media altogether. Like, there's so many crazy stories from social media. Like, for a very specific example, one of my personal all-time favorite bands is this band called Pine Grove. And about 10, 12 years ago, maybe, they released a song called Need To. And that song was good. It was fine, but it kind of flew under the radar. It was not one of their successful songs. And then one day on TikTok, there was this young gentleman who decided to celebrate this song with kind of an angsty dance. And it was kind of weird and kind of silly and kind of fun, but also beautiful in its own way. And the next thing you know, that song, Need To, is their most streamed song of all time. Social media can also blow up an artist, but the thing that most artists that I know are chasing.
This is a wild dance. Really? Okay. Now, some people will say, black people say, that's white folks shit. Hey. Okay. Did they get that from trying to emulate Chris Brown? Hey, man, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking out loud. Let's go.
Are the editorial playlists. Like, being placed on one of these editorial playlists is almost like the 2026 equivalent of getting signed by a major label in the 90s. Like, back then, no one would become a star without that major label support, or very few exceptions to that anyways. Like, they were this monster machine of cranking out new artists because they could shine all of this new attention on a new artist. They could create stars, right? But they're no longer the gatekeepers. Like, the gatekeepers now are grassroots social media virality, which no one holds the keys to that particular kingdom, or things like being placed on some of these playlists. It just shines all of this brand new attention on a new artist. It can create careers. So when Spotify comes out and says, we are not going to give any of our attention to these AI artists, what do you have when you don't have attention? Exactly. And it gets worse. So here in just a few days, Spotify is going to start extensively labeling AI as such on their platform. Here, take a look yourself. In mid-September, you'll start to see the AI persona badge appear on artist profiles in the banner and about section, in search, and on track rows across playlists. That is actually quite a bit.
Token maxing is where your company encourages you to spend as much money as you possibly.
I'm gonna play this part and then that's it.
Just transparently shared that they are an AI persona to build trust with potential listeners, or if Spotify had to review and make an informed determination. Translation, they are going to give you an opportunity to come forward, or they are going to let everybody know that not only are you AI, but also a liar. And look, Spotify isn't doing this because they just want to keep the human in humanities, or they love art or anything like that. Keep in mind, any app on your phone only makes money if you spend a lot of time on it. And right now, AI music is at an all-time low for overall consumer sentiment. Like, here, check it out. And this is from NPR. So, as it says, AI music is flooding streaming platforms, but listeners like it less and less. This is a rather recent article. And as it says, music fans are becoming increasingly uncomfortable with AI songs, according to a recent report published by the music and entertainment insights company Illuminate. The decline is especially notable with young listeners who are part of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And then it goes on to say that the study compared attitudes towards AI use in music creation from May to November of 2025 and found that interest dropped from minus 13% to minus 20% during that time period. Listen, it's an interesting article. I definitely recommend reading it. It just says,
going back, it's everything coming in a circle. You know, they want something different. There's always people might want something different, want to hear something different. They're not doing that. You're not doing that. I'm telling you, it's going to come back around to original music.
Says that across the board, that what we found is that consumers are net negative whenever it comes to AI music. Suno is doing something interesting here as well. So Suno.
Okay, now I'm gonna end it there, man. I just wanted to go through that and stuff. It don't look like I'm gonna have a panel today, man, because my other stream got messed up. So we just gonna end it there and stuff. All I can say is thank you for coming through. Appreciate it. I wanted to talk about the AI. I thought I would have a panel and talk about some music or something, but apparently that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But anyway, thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. So till next time, I'll see you guys on the side. Peace.